Do I have to show ID to police?
That depends on what you were doing when they asked.
Nothing.
That's as dangerous to the police as when a guy gets that answer when asking his girlfriend what is wrong.
I've heard you don't have to show ID to the police.
If you're pulled over for a speeding ticket, you have to provide ID in the form of your driver's license along with proof of insurance. Lack either, and they can take your car.
I mean, if I'm walking, or out and about in public.
You have to show ID to buy beer, board a plane, or get medications in most cases. And if someone thinks you're not using the right ID, they can call the cops who will confirm you're old enough to do that stuff.
That's a given. What isn't given out as often is whether they can demand ID when you're out on the street.
When cops have reasonable suspicion that you've committed a crime, they can demand ID and arrest you if you can't or won't present it.
That's not everywhere.
I think the ACLU said half of all states had stop and identify laws that said you had to. But even if they ask for ID, in all states you have the right to remain silent except handing over the ID.
So the shut up and put up applies?
Cops assume if you're on bad behavior, you're more likely to be a bad apple. You should always be respectful to an officer, say nothing except yes sir and no sir, give your ID and ask if you're detained or free to go.
And then leave.
As long as you aren't detained, you're free to go. But if they ask if they can search something or ask other questions and you answer them, you lose the right to silence and not be searched.
Isn't asking for ID a violation of the Fourth Amendment?
If they're looking for the guy who purportedly kidnapped your kid and you're his dead ringer, showing ID to prove you aren't him is your best protection.
And showing ID proves you are who you say you are, but it means you can't say you're someone else.
That temptation is understandable as long as you don't say you're actually your cousin and find out he's out for a warrant worse than what you're possibly charged with.
Using a false identity or lying to the police is its own crime.
Just use your ID and say nothing else except the polite niceties of yes sir, may I go sir, and you won't have problems, as long as you stay on the right side of the law.